Morning, guys.
Good morning.
It's June the 18th, AT day 133, and it's our first day in Connecticut. Just left a really cool campground, and we were the only people there, and it was pretty secluded and awesome. Nice creek, had a privy, bear box. Whew, it was cool. So we're going into Kent. Gigi's probably gonna need some new shoes finally after like 900 miles. And we're having power issues, power problems. So my phone is using a lot more power than it used to. So I was burning about 20% of its battery power a day. Now I'm burning like 60%. And we got rid of our Anchor 10,000 milliamp hour batteries. So we're gonna have to figure something out. Maybe find another quick charging battery or something. And the other thing is my phone stopped connecting to Cyclops, so now we have to use her phone for everything, except for things like this. Anyway, first world problems, right? So we've decided we're going to dial our miles back. So just not having as much fun with the heavy hiking, moving fast. And lately we've been stopping at viewpoints on these low mile days and been kind of hanging out for half an hour, just enjoying the view. And sunglasses, stay up there. We realized that we were missing that with those big mile days. So we're just gonna stop doing that. Anyway, last one to Katahdin wins. Let's hike. All right, so we're walking next to this beautiful river. It's all flat, and we only got a couple mile walk to camp. So I wanted to talk to you about something cool that happened to us today. And it might sound a little political, but I don't want to start a political discussion or have any political dialogue on YouTube or anything. So these are just observations. We went into Kent today to go to a shoe store and look for new shoes for Gigi. Shoe store opened at 10, but we got there at 9. So we had a little time to kill. And we went to a coffee shop, coffee and chocolate shop in Kent. And I'm gonna presume the guy in there was the owner. And he was talking to a woman named Lindsay. And we're talking about being short-staffed because there's really not much chocolate in this chocolate and coffee shop. He just couldn't make chocolate because he was so busy making coffee. And he can't hire anybody because nobody wants to work. And Lindsay was saying she can't hire a server for a restaurant because everybody wants $30 an hour to match what unemployment is paying right now. And I kind of chimed in and I'm like, you know, we've seen some very similar things walking up from, you know, where we started in Tennessee all the way to where we are now. In Harper's Ferry, my friend Jimbo picked us up and we went to a restaurant and there was a sign there that said short-staffed, may take longer than expected. It took 20 minutes to get a menu and like an hour and a half to get our food. It took a long time. In Delaware Water Gap, we went to a sushi restaurant and it was a 40-minute wait for one roll of sushi and the place was half full. It was pretty crazy. So Lindsay says, you know what? My restaurant opens at 12. You guys stop by my restaurant and I'll buy you lunch. So what turned into a 1-hour trip to Kent turned into like a 5-hour trip because it was like 9 o'clock and we had to wait till 12 for lunch. And I ain't passing up a free lunch. No way. So we went to Lindsay's restaurant, had a great lunch, awesome desserts, and cheesecake was probably the best cheesecake I've ever had in my life. And then we left and got back on the trail. So gonna be a really short day today because we spent so much time in Kent. Lindsay, big thank you for everything you did for us. We really appreciate the free lunch. Man, I wish we could do something back to all these generous people that we meet. It really blows me away that there's people like this out in the world. So we're gonna finish up our hike and then have dinner. So see you guys later. Woo! .7 mile day today. Here we are at the Stony Brook campsite, just past the Stewart Hollow Brook shelter. This campsite's really cool. The campsites in Connecticut are really nice. They have privies and bear boxes and are usually next to a stream that's a spring fed stream, not coming out of a lake like in New Jersey. Anyway, the water is cold and clear and nice, and it's nice to have that kind of resource available to us again. So zoom out, go back to where we started this morning, and don't ask me to pronounce that because Schaghticoke Mountain campsite maybe. We started there
and it was only 3.3 miles into Kent, minus the road walk. The road walk's another 0.8, but to this place right here is 3.3 miles, and then we went into Kent, and the object was to go to Sundog Shoe and Leather, but they didn't open till 10, and we ended up going to this icon that looks like a shower, which is the actual welcome center, and there's bathrooms, and we could plug our devices in to charge and everything. So we plugged our devices in, and then you see right across the street was Kent Coffee and Chocolate Company, and we went across the street there, got some coffee, and then ended up having to wait until lunchtime, until 12 o'clock, and we went to Ore Hill and Swift for lunch. And thanks again, Lindsay. And then we did our road walk back to the trail, back to this point right here on Connecticut Route 341, and began our really steep climb up. And we climbed up to Caleb's Peak, and then also went to a viewpoint, St. John's Ledges, but we didn't really video St. John's Ledges. But at St. John's Ledges, we began our descent, and that is a really, really steep descent. Wow. And then once you get to the parking lot down below, it's all road walking next to this river, all the way past the shelter and to our campsite. So overall, it was a really easy day, but still difficult because the terrain was extremely difficult, but it was a short day, only 10.7 miles. So, all right, that's it.